Good morning. My name is Tina and I'm here today to tell you about the direct comparison approach to finding the value of a subject property. We're going to figure out the best comparable sales to use and why we're going to use those ones. We'll have to make adjustments, plus and minus, depending on if the comparable sale is superior or inferior to our subject property. I'm going to show you how to reconcile the numbers so that you can come to the determination of value for the subject property. So away we go here. Our subject property today is a 3-bedroom side split. Page 44 in your manual. Okay. So it's a 3-bedroom side split located at 29 Brock Street. It's in a good location close to shopping. It's 1,324 square feet and it's built on a lot 60 feet by 115 feet. There's a single car garage and no fireplace. So this is our subject property. This is the one we're trying to find a value for today. Any questions? No? Okay, we'll move on. So these are some market facts that we're going to assume in trying to determine value for the property. The prices have risen during the last year. However, that rise in price happened entirely in the first 6 months, and the next 6 months have been stable, no increase or decrease. Building costs for this type of property are $70 per square foot. You're right, $70 per square foot is pretty cheap. But for the sake of our comparison, we're going to use $70 per square foot, and we're going to use those numbers just to do our evaluation. So lots sell for $900 per front footage, not square foot, front foot. That's how wide the lot is. A fireplace adds $2,000 to value. Single car garage costs $12,000. A double car garage costs $22,000. However, each respectively adds $10,000 and $20,000 to value. Got that? Any questions on that page? All right, let's move on. So our comparables are listed in your book, page 45. I want you to have a look at all of those comparables and see what they have that our subject property doesn't have, or what they don't have that our subject property does have. We're going to use those comparisons just to determine the value, and we'll have to do some adjustments plus or minus to our numbers. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Get together with a partner and have a discussion about what you think is the correct response. I'm going to want the 3 best ones. Okay? All right, we'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, we're down to the last 30 seconds. I'm loving some of the discussion that I'm hearing from you guys. All right, we're going to get started now. Everybody can pay attention up to the front here. So, Lee, can you tell me which 3 you thought were the best comparables for this subject property? 1, 3, and 5? Okay, can you tell me why? Right, so they all have fairly same location as our subject property. They also have been sold within the past few months. We want the comparables to be as close as possible from the sale time to the time we're trying to determine price. And you're right, they're all about the same size and the same type of home. Did anybody else come up with something different than 1, 3, and 5? Taylor, can you tell me why we couldn't use comparable 4, or why we shouldn't? Not that we couldn't, why we shouldn't use that comparable. Right, the sale was a year out, so as much as possible we try to get the comparable sales that have been most recent. All right, So you can see the 1, 3, and 5 are our best comparables. They all are in the same location, as I said, relative same location, not next door or anything, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for location, the most features that are alike, and the most recent sales. Those are kind of the 3 top things. Okay, so in your book on page 47, what we have here is a sales analysis form. I'm going to want you to fill out each field given the information that you have. The subject property, all the information here, and then the comparables for 1, 3, and 5. So I'm going to give you about 20 minutes now, and I will let you know when we're getting close to time. Get together with a 2 or 3 together is great. Okay. All right, we are almost ready. Do you mind maybe just turning your phone off? Session won't be too much longer. All right, so is everybody ready? I heard some really good discussion about the comparables and where to put the pluses and the minuses, so we're going to go over all of that. All right. So you should have all the information that I have here on the screen, taken from our subject property list and given the market facts that we had. What you've done here is adjusted for lot size, the square footage, the parking, and the fireplace. So the first comparable, we've got a plus 45. Can you tell me why that would be? Sarah. Right. So the lot is smaller on this comparable one than our subject property by 5 feet. So it is an inferior lot to our subject property. We'll need to add $4,500, which is the $900 per front foot from our market facts, and we're going to have to add the $4,500 to our comparable sale price. Likewise, the one that is for comparable 3 is 64 feet, so it's 4 feet superior to our subject property. So we're going to have to take the $3,600 away from the sale. So everybody understand where the pluses and minuses go? Excellent. Okay, so the total square feet, we do another adjustment. Comparable 1 has a bigger lot, is bigger in square footage. So we're going to multiply the $70 per square foot to rebuild times the 50, and we're going to get a $3,500 adjustment. Comparable 5 is much smaller, so we have a plus $8,260 adjustment. The garage, we've got 1 car, 1 car, 1 car. Comparable 5 has 2 cars. Did anybody else have anything other than minus 10,000? Daniel. Right. So we're not going to put the 20,000 where the market fact says a 2-car garage was 20,000. We're only going to put the difference because there already is a 1-car garage at the subject property. So we're only gonna take into consideration the cost of 1 garage. So we have a negative 10,000 there. The fireplace, of course, we were told the fireplace will add 2,000 in value. So we're going to have to take away, these two have the fireplace, we're going to have to take away the 2,000. So you add up all your adjustments and you're left with the numbers here on the green line. Minus 1,000, minus 3,600, minus 3,740. Does anybody want to give me their opinion on which one would be our best comparable given all these details? Michael. Yep. Right. So we have so many items that are comparable with our subject property in comparable number 3. The location is fairly close, within 2 blocks. It just sold 3 weeks ago, and we know that the market has not changed within the past 6 months. The subject property is just a little bit bigger, but other than that, we have a fairly comparable home. We want to look at comparables that we have to make the least amount of adjustments on. That makes the house more similar to what our subject property is. So 3 things that we're looking for when we're looking for the value are: how close is the home to our subject property, how long ago it sold, and how many adjustments we had to make. Sorry, I'm just going to pop back for a second. We did have to make 3 adjustments to each of these comparables. When you're making 3 versus 1 and you have so many other good details about the comparable property, it will stand out. All right. So again, we have comparable number 3 being the best comparable for our subject property using the direct comparison approach. We didn't have to make as many adjustments on that one. So it's probably safe to say in this case that our estimated value for our subject property is $353,900, or round up to $354,000. Sorry, anybody have any questions about that one? Right, we are looking at the value that a feature has, not the cost. Right, perfect. Okay, so in closing, I just wanted to reiterate a little bit about what we talked about today. Adjustments are applied to comparable sales, and they may be a minus adjustment for a superior home or a plus dollar adjustment for an inferior home. Yes, the adjustments are done based on value, not cost. And we didn't add up those 3 comparables and average them out. We used the best one. Okay? All right, does anybody have any questions? Okay then. Thanks for coming.